that aims to help business owners manage their finances. Now, this book is also designed to offer advice and guidance to startups, business owners, entrepreneurs and general managers who don't have finance background. And to break it all down for us, we're now joined by the book's author, Precious Mvulane, to take us through some of the personal lessons she's learned through her own business journey. Precious, a very good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, thank you.
What is your initial intention when you compiled this book, and do you still think that it has served what it intended to do?
The intention was to try to put all my lessons that I've learned as an auditor and an accountant that I felt I was repeating over and over, that entrepreneurs did not understand those basic principles. I think it has. I get comments all the time of saying that I never understood how money works. I couldn't actually understand how to integrate finance and other business functions so that I'm able to manage my money better.
Yeah, and you talk about the 7 steps to help entrepreneurs better manage their finances. So which ones would you say are the most fundamental for entrepreneurs to manage their businesses and, of course, their money?
Out of the 7, I think the one that is the most important one is starting your business on your first day, understanding that you have to set systems and processes so that the business live without you, can actually run, because it's an organ on its own that has to have a going concern when you're actually running it. So from day one, understanding that whatever of the things that you are doing, you are actually able to replicate and do it consistently so that you can provide better service and a better product consistent, whether you are at the office or you are not at the office.
Sure. And what are some of the fatal mistakes that entrepreneurs tend to make?
Sure, there's so much. I can take the whole show. But I think the most that I've found within the South African environment has been their inability to adapt and change quicker, to actually take the feedback in the market. So if you don't have sales, people are not analyzing, why am I not having sales? Have I actually done a proper target market? Do I know what my pricing is? Do I know what LSM I'm actually targeting? And I think that's a biggest problem, because then they end up saying their problem is access to market, whereas their problem is not access to market. You don't even know who you're looking for. Okay. And the other one is access to finance. It's the biggest one. They go around saying, I'm looking for access to finance, whereas what they should be doing is to say, what is it that I need to fund when I actually get that finance? If it's working capital, then that means it's a more of a cash flow. But is your business profitable? And do I have a business that I can maybe contract out the work until I'm able to actually work out certain things? Do I understand my terms and conditions with my customers and my suppliers? Because the money is within those areas. And then they have a cash flow problem. But as you're building up, you find out that they don't even understand the asset financing and contract financing, but the person is saying, I'm looking for funding. Funding for what?
Funding for what? Yeah.
Yes, and how, if I'm funding for you, what's the return on investment? If it's an asset, what's the return on investment? How long are you going to keep that machine for? What is the capacity of that machine in relation to your sales demand? Because you must demonstrate that when you have built whatever that you are building or produced, that there is an uptake. You're not going to be sitting with stock that you don't have customers. So basically running a business, it takes a whole lot more than understanding profit and loss. Oh my goodness, it takes more. I usually say when I'm teaching that, for me, they will say a CA, registered auditor, more than, 15 years, 18 years in experience in finance. The box of finance is fixed. I get a job. But on entrepreneurship, all your 7 business functions must be ticked, at least at the basic level, so that you can understand how finance get to be the result. Because at the end of the day, money is an outcome. It's the result of how you are using all the resources that are internal, which is yourself and as a person, but the resources that are outside, including relationships and how you network. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that the wheels fall off and the business hits a brick wall as a result of financial impropriety or money mismanagement, for instance. So how does one begin to recover and rebuild their business? I think the first thing that you have to understand is accept 100% responsibility for that result. Sure. All of it, not part of it, not the little bit of it, all of it and understand that there were things that you were not conscious about as you were actually going through whatever that has actually put you through. And in relation to that, understanding that for you to pull yourself, you're going to have to learn every day. Entrepreneurs do not read. Entrepreneurs do not dedicate a specific time to read and understand and learn every day. As a result, they don't grow. They don't understand that the problems that they are facing is because they don't know how to articulate or how to actually solve that problem. They don't know enough about that problem to be able to solve it. It's not the circumstances. It's you as an entrepreneur who's not growing.
You know, Precious, a lot of the time, most of us, of course, aspire to run successful businesses, but then research shows that a business fails in the first 1 to 3 years, it is as a result of a lack of knowledge. How do we get through that?
You will get through that by first understanding in your industry. Look at your top performers in your industry and ask yourself, in those top performers, what competencies did they have? What did they do that is different in that market during that time?
And what role does money play in that regard? Yeah.
Yes, how money will play the role in that. But also, most of what we have found is that money is a result and outcome of what is already within yourself. Because money is an outcome for the contribution that you're making. So the lesser contribution you make, the less money you're going to have, especially if you do not have a reach. So people do not also understand how does that mean. They end up then providing products and services that are not even in demand. Can you think how many companies we have that are in catering, that are in cleaning services, construction, and you ask them, what are you constructing? They don't even have a specific of what. No, I just do maybe houses, RDP houses. They will say a range of things. So it's not about just providing a service. It's about whose problem am I solving and how many people can I reach and what should I actually be charging them so that I can make money.
All right. Precious, thank you so much. What a lecture. Thank you so much for teaching us. All right. Well, Precious Mvulane is a chartered accountant and registered auditor speaking to us about her second edition of the Essential Finance Handbook for Entrepreneurs, 7 Steps to Manage Your Business Finances. Well, you can also join us for our Sunday book feature.